The Pittsburgh Steelers' 2023 season ended on a disappointing note, leaving fans and analysts alike wondering what went wrong and how the team could improve. Despite flashes of brilliance from their young core, the Steelers failed to meet expectations, especially in critical areas like offense and red zone efficiency. As the Steelers look ahead to a more promising 2025 season, they know they need to make some key moves to solidify their roster. With free agency officially starting on March 12th, Pittsburgh has a major opportunity to address their most pressing need, the wide receiver position. The need for a top wide receiver. The Steelers' wide receiver room is in need of a major upgrade. While George Pickens has shown tremendous physical potential and the ability to make spectacular plays, his inconsistency has become a growing concern. As a young player with immense talent, Pickens has a bright future, but his emotional outbursts and mercurial attitude have raised red flags. These frustrations, stemming from a combination of youth and the pressure of high expectations, have made it clear that Pickens needs guidance, someone who can help him channel his energy into productive performances on the field. While it's clear that Pickens has the potential to become a future star, the Steelers need a steady presence in the wide receiver room to complement him. They need a player who can bring leadership, experience, and consistency, not just on the field, but in the locker room as well. This is where DeAndre Hopkins comes into the picture. DeAndre Hopkins, the veteran the Steelers need. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most accomplished wide receivers in recent NFL history, could be the perfect fit for the Steelers. Though Hopkins' 2024 season wasn't as stellar as many had hoped, especially when compared to his lofty standards, he remains a formidable weapon. Even though he may have lost a step or two due to age, his combination of size, strength, route running, and football intelligence makes him a highly effective receiver. At 31 years old, he may not have the explosive game-breaking ability he once did, but Hopkins still commands attention from defenses and remains a consistent, reliable target. What makes Hopkins such an attractive option is not just his on-field abilities, but his leadership and experience. The Steelers have a young, developing offense, and having a seasoned veteran like Hopkins would be a game-changer. His presence could help stabilize Pickens, providing guidance on how to handle the pressures of being an NFL wide receiver. As someone who has played at the highest level for years, Hopkins can teach Pickens the nuances of the game, from handling media attention to refining his route running and understanding defensive schemes. This mentorship would be invaluable to Pickens' growth, ultimately making him a more complete player. Red zone woes? Hopkins can make a difference. One area where the Steelers have struggled in recent seasons is in the red zone. Their inability to consistently convert drives into touchdowns has cost them games and prevented them from competing at the highest level. To return to championship contention, the Steelers must turn more of their field goals into touchdowns. This is where a player like Hopkins becomes indispensable. Known for his ability to make spectacular catches in critical situations, Hopkins could be the go-to target the Steelers need when they enter the red zone. His physicality, hands, and ability to win contested catches in tight spaces could help Pittsburgh finally address their red zone woes. With a young quarterback likely taking over the reins, Hopkins' ability to make tough catches and create separation will give him a crucial role in the offense's development. A reasonable price for a valuable asset. One of the biggest advantages of pursuing Hopkins is the potential for a reasonable contract. Despite his proven track record and elite status earlier in his career, Hopkins' recent decline and age make him less likely to command the massive contracts that would have been expected just a few years ago. In fact, it's entirely possible the Steelers could sign Hopkins to a contract worth no more than $10 million per year, possibly over a 3-year deal. This would be a far more affordable option than other potential wide receiver targets and would allow the Steelers to fill their most critical need without breaking the bank. For a team that already has a good portion of their cap tied up in other key positions, this contract structure would give them flexibility to address other needs while adding a major weapon to the offense. The financial sense of acquiring Hopkins, given his expected cost, makes him an even more appealing target for the Steelers' front office. The Steelers' path forward. The 2025 season could be a pivotal one for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and addressing the wide receiver position is just one step in a larger process of rebuilding and reshaping their roster. A move like acquiring Hopkins would show the team's commitment to improving immediately and putting the pieces in place for future success. While the Steelers already have promising young players like Pickens, a veteran presence like Hopkins could elevate the entire offense and give the Steelers a much-needed boost. With a potential young quarterback at the helm, a reliable veteran like Hopkins could help him develop and provide the support he needs to succeed in his early years. This is a critical time for the Steelers, and their decisions in free agency will set the stage for their 2025 campaign. If they can secure Hopkins, it would be a huge win for the team, both on the field and in terms of leadership. As free agency officially opens, the Steelers must act quickly to make their move and secure one of the best wide receivers still available on the market. With the clock ticking down to March 12th, the Steelers' front office is undoubtedly working behind the scenes to bring in the pieces that will help them return to the playoffs and eventually contend for another Super Bowl. But signing DeAndre Hopkins could be the spark the Steelers need to re-energize their offense and create a championship-caliber team. The road to the 2025 season is just beginning, and while the team has a lot of work ahead, adding a player like Hopkins would certainly be a step in the right direction. Stay tuned for more updates. As the free agency period kicks off, more updates on the Steelers' plans are sure to emerge. Will they land Hopkins, or will they pivot to other options? One thing is clear, the work is just beginning. And with a lot still left to be done, the Steelers' front office will be hard at work, making sure they improve the